Who I am together today and what company is this? Could you guys introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Todd Fabacher. I'm the CEO of IdeaBoxes. So we're from the United States, Armenia, and we create startups around the world. And now we want to create startups in Japan.
Hey, I'm Clay, and we've just launched this. We've been building for about a year, the platform, but we've been building for 15 or 20 years, digital products and other things for big enterprises, but we want to totally change that and build for entrepreneurs. And we're starting here in Japan. Love to focus on women-led startups, and so that's our mission here.
That's cool. So speaking of women-led startups,
Hi, this is Ayaka. I'm co-founder of IdeaBoxes and also head of Japan. My mission is empower women through IdeaBoxes to build startup.
what are you looking for in Japan? What kind of partnerships? What kind of people that you would like to meet?
Originally, when you talk to venture capitalists or other investors, they have a level of success that they need to make their investment back. And I think part of the thing that's unique about us is that we, of course, want our businesses to be successful, our founders to be successful, but I think that there's some opportunities for 1- and 2-person companies to start what you might call lifestyle businesses, something that will make money, and then we can share in the future revenue. And so our whole model is built on, we will initially build the product from zero for these entrepreneurs. We have ideas. If they bring their own ideas, that's okay too. And then we figure out a way to build something that we can go to market with together and then share in the success.
Oh, so this is a dev shop model or a kind of venture studio model?
I would say it's a little bit more than it's Venture Studio Plus, right? So the idea is that sometimes we have the idea, we also share the idea with people that we want a partnership with. But a venture studio is still, at the end of the day, it's still like a contract, and it requires you to put up equal amount of capital and such. So, but for us, we're a little bit more flexible. So we studied Japan, and one of the ways was they were really deficient. They needed some help in the tech, but they also needed some help in the funding of that. So we do both. We bring both the tech and the funding.
That's great. And could you also, briefly mention your backgrounds before coming to Japan? How was the before everything?
So we do a whole variety of startups. Like we're a global company. So we do like antique business in the UK, in London. We've done hair salon startups where we create hair salon spa software globally. We're also global in the trivia business where people do trivia games and things of this nature. So we have a whole array. Plus we do software for large corporate clients. But here we really focus on the startups.
And the other thing is, like as I said, like there's you always want as an investor the opportunity to have a unicorn, and that's great if we get one. But we're not expecting that. We want to have solid businesses, solid hits, and they're not really equivalent as Todd was saying to like some of the big, the unicorn level status.
That's the main thing for us. Our goal here is to be very realistic. Like we want to create amazing startups that are very profitable, but that's our focus. We are not VC. Like we're not looking at taking someone to some IPO in like 12 months. That's absolutely not our focus.
I could add one more thing, is that we came to Japan as well because we think it's underserved, and we keep hearing these stats like 40-something% of women are salespeople here in Japan, and or 40-something% of the salespeople are women, I should say, but only a single-digit percentage of that are managers. And so we think that there's very capable people here that maybe won't start their own business, otherwise, unless they have some encouragement. And we think that building the tech for them is part of that, will enable people to take that next step. And I think something that we have conversations around here a lot is that you don't necessarily have to quit your job to start something on the side. You start easy, we have conversations, maybe we build something simple and you prove it in the market and you get some confidence. And then we could go and we see how big it can get.
For the startups perspective, what kind of startups and people, founders you are looking for?
So we're really looking for a good bit of B2B SaaS type of operations. We're looking for people who have strong sales experience that see a hole or gaps in the market. Let's say, for example, like in the retail business in Japan, the fastest growing segment is vintage clothing. And so we're looking for someone who gets excited about that, excited about reaching out to the vintage clothing stores, and we'll develop that management system for that store, and then you would go to all of the vintage clothing stores in Japan, and your job is to market to those people. Our job is to write the software and maintain it.
Are you guys also looking for any type of strategic partnerships in Japan market?
It's everyone really, and I think that's what's interesting about this model is we could take any person, whether they have a day job or not, and they could be an entrepreneur. So I think what's unique about our investment model is that we can have anybody come and do a startup, even if they have a day job, and start this on the side, like we were saying.
Okay.
And so we are doing partnerships with some of the cities, and startup communities and some of the prefectures. And so, yeah, I think anywhere that you can find, our model allows anybody to do a business. And so even if you have another job, you can still start this. So all the communities that we've been talking to and throwing events, it's all over the board. So we're working with some of the cities. We have some startup communities. We do have some relationships with traditional investors because we reduce their risk. If they're going to put money into something, now they can take all of the money that they would spend on development, and we take the risk on that. And then we're also really active here in Japan, not just in Tokyo, but other areas. And you want to talk about some of the communities?
I've been networking around Tokyo like whole 2 years, and then I've been seeing a lot of communities in Tokyo. But like we're same message, same mission. We have same mission, but like we have a separate groups. So what I want to do with IdeaBoxes is being group between communities and then doing something big impact from Japan. If you have a community, if you want to empower Japanese startup ecosystem, please reach out and also collaborate with IdeaBoxes.
What is the business? How do you charge from the business?
We think we've got the best business model. We specifically designed this business model for Japan because what we wanted to do was lower the risk, increase the trust and partnership. So in order to do that, we take the risk, we fund the development, and the business model is we continue to share the response. We take the responsibility of maintaining the application and we maintain the servers. And what we do is we do a revenue share agreement through a service. Because the challenge was, even though most people maybe have their outsourced their app in Vietnam or India or the Philippines or wherever, then the challenge is they bring it back here, then they can't maintain it.
Yeah.
So
that's very interesting, actually, isn't it? I never heard this kind of model. So
That's right.
You do the development.
That's right.
And you do the maintenance.
That's correct.
And you don't technically charge from them, but the
We take
revenue share.
20. We take a percentage of their revenue, and each we
How long are you taking?
Well, it's in perpetuity, meaning like it'll be forever because
Negotiable.
yeah, and with the percentages and things like that is all it depends on the situation.
Not equity though.
But we don't take equity.
Interesting.
So
That is
that's
very
the whole
interesting
concept.
model. Yeah.
Because your company is your business. Most people don't realize when they get VC money, it's not, you don't get $1 million. You get what's called a line of credit. Every dollar you want, you got to go beg for it. And then if they let you have it, they give it to you. So it's not really your money. You just think it is. And so what we do is we let you run your business and we take care of the technical aspects.
Interesting. So I guess this is going to be my last question. Do you have any sort of selection criteria for the startups? Because a model that your offer is pretty strong. So you would have a lot of people applying for this, right? Do you have some sort of particular selection criteria? Well, not startups though, also for SMBs too, right?
Sure. Yeah. And Todd mentioned that we love to work with people who are strong salespeople. And so if you just think about any business or you see any products you interact with, like all of those things are opportunities. So we see, number one, businesses that are proven but maybe don't have a digital element. And so there's hair salons, there's, as Todd was saying, vintage stores, and even food trucks. And so there's some inefficiencies there where they can go a little bit more digital. And I think the other opportunity is that there are products that are maybe the UI is not good, but it's the only thing on the market. And so the review, you can see some of the reviews are not great. And so maybe there's an opportunity for us to streamline it, make it a better product, we can make it a better user experience. And so really the criteria is, hey, what is the thing that is going to be a nice, solid business? And we know it's going to make money in the next, call it 6 months or 8 months and ramp up from there.
And so, for example, if you want to say like what really qualifies in terms of financial, which is also good for us and good for most of the apps that we write and we build, make somewhere around 4 million yen a month. So if you're going to partner with us, the app needs to do probably it should be at least 4 million yen. So if you're going to partner with us, you're going to be taking home. Your company is going to be. That sales will be around 4 million yen.
At least, right? So which is roughly $30,000 ish.
It's about 23,000.
So per month revenue businesses you're targeting. That's great.
That's correct.
And let's say it's a brick and mortar model. They have physical space. You wouldn't charge revenue share from that kind. So only for the.
They can come talk to me.
I see.
Yeah.
So only for the maybe I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're gonna charge from only for the digital revenues other than the physical.
Yeah, I think it's a conversation. Like if somebody has an existing business and then they want to bring it into the digital realm, we're not going to ask for 20% of their entire business, right? Some of these things could be precious metals and who knows, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a discussion, but I think the 4 million yen level for a target of, hey, that's kind of where we want to be playing, and then a 20% of gross revenue. That's kind of the markers that we work from.
We customize it just for Japan to start in Japan.
Yeah.
So if you were saying, well, this is done elsewhere, it's not. This is really the first. We built this model for this market.
I'm curious, is there any examples globally this kind of business models?
There's none. We look for it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. A little bit in the venture studio, but then the venture studios don't take the risk, and those companies have to put up a lot of money to start. Where we're going with a great idea. If we can agree on a great idea, that's the only upfront that we're really looking for.
And those venture studios, you know, they're taking equity, they're taking a board seat, and we don't do any of that, right? We want you to run your business and be successful. How you do that is up to you. So you really maintain control. We just handle the technology.
It doesn't have to be a venture scale company either. It's SMB too. So I think so it's really strong appeal for majority of the businesses in Japan. We cover a lot of this. All right, thank you so much for this, and really exciting honestly speaking. Like really interesting. I'm really happy to meet with you here and discover something in very interesting business model here. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay.